Hi, I'm Claude.
And I'm Jess.
We are corporate employees by day, entrepreneurs by night, and work besties for life.
Join us as we explore how work besties lift each other up, laugh through the chaos, and thrive together in every industry.
Work Besties!
Welcome
Hi.
to Work Besties Who Podcast Season 2.
And it's all about
Wellness. And we're super excited because this year we have decided to do a wellness-focused episode solo. So just Claude and I once a month, in which we talk about some of the wellness practices that we have been doing, some of the wellness practices we plan to do, and maybe some of the wellness practices
we're supposed to do.
we would like to do.
But then we're going to try the month after.
Or just try in general. So we've kind of given a peek behind the scenes on some of our wellness trends. Like we're doing the 5-minute reset, or you are.
I am.
I'm doing the gratitude.
The big thing also for me, it's been a month and 3 weeks that I haven't smoked.
Oh, we should do that every episode where you have to give
That's a lot of pressure.
It'll make you accountable.
Well, yeah, but it's not, again, I'm not quitting. I'm trying to see how far I'm going.
There you go. Small steps lead to big rewards.
But 1 month and 3 weeks.
That's amazing. Congratulations. All right. So today's episode, we're really excited to bring to you all around manifestation, specifically when it comes to leveraging a vision board. Mm-hmm. So we have an episode from last season where we talked a little bit about a vision board, the importance, what we feel like it can do, how it can help. I think we talked more about it from a personal perspective.
Yeah.
But we did last year create a vision board for us, the Work Besties Who Podcast. And today we'd love to share with all of you
what happened and what didn't.
Yeah. What was on our board, what worked, what didn't.
And I'm a believer now.
That's right. Believe it, guys. We were able to turn Claude around. She now believes in the power of manifestation. That should be the check from my vision board, my personal vision board. Got it.
But did I do a personal one? No. Maybe next year I'll do one.
Not until 2026?
Maybe.
Oh boy.
Isn't it?
Well, technically you are doing one because you're envisioning
the work bestie.
Yeah. Well, work besties, but also you're envisioning slowly but surely not smoking. So. Yeah. All right, that aside, why don't we first talk about what we each felt was the biggest success from our vision boards for 2024?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, 2 successes.
Okay.
One is friendship first. Mm-hmm. So we kept our friendship.
There were times that wasn't questioned. Just kidding. I'm kidding. That is not true. We've always found a way to work things out.
So keep friendship. Mm-hmm. And then the second one is Instagram. Mm-hmm. When we started to have one of the memes going viral, I think that was pretty cool, and it makes you.
And it was on our vision board. Well, not necessarily the specific,
but the Instagram,
thing, but the Instagram
and the followers
and the
going up was on our Instagram. Yeah, and then. Then the rest, that was 2. But
that's
then
2.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah, just do.
What about you?
It was just supposed to be 1.
I don't follow rules.
No, you don't. You manifest your own. So I think for me, the one that I am most proud of, but I think I'm impressed and so happy with all of our successes and achievements. The one that I am most proud of, though, is we committed to doing the podcast at least 30 episodes, and we did hit the 30 episodes.
We did.
Despite there was some hiccups with timing and guests and things of that nature that we've learned so much on. But we did hit our goal, and super proud of both of us for being able to pull that out.
And also meeting so many cool people.
Yes. Okay. Let's chat a little bit about, now that you believe in the power of vision boards, what are some tips and tricks when people think about creating a vision board that we should help them? So for things like as we chatted about in the beginning, some of the things that we had on there, the goal wasn't necessarily to accomplish it fully
all of them
in a year, but it was to start the process. So I feel like for me, the first thing I would bring up is when you are envisioning what you want to accomplish, do set a timeline for a year or maybe even shorter, but keep in mind that you want to adapt and iterate, and that don't shoot for the full thing, take it in steps. So be realistic with your timing is in essence what I would say is one of the key learnings that in my personal ones that I've done over the years that I would layer into it. And I think we did a good job. We kept all of them. And then halfway through the year, we sat back and said, which one of these are still working and not? And if they weren't, how do we kind of figure out a way to get a portion of it?
Yeah, totally. And I think what helps also is it's in the title is vision.
Yeah.
But it's like you see it, right? And it reminds you where your goals are. And then ultimately it's up to you to see how to reach for those goals. Just looking at it from time to time, keep on looking at it and to set back. I think that's very important also.
Right. So how I would reframe that slightly is shifting the priorities, right? So if you had something on there and maybe you halfway through the year you see you haven't even started it, maybe it isn't necessarily a priority anymore. Yeah. And if it is, how do you
make it happen?
Right. How do you make a part of it happen? And that's okay, because I think you'll see even on ours, and we haven't decided if we're going to share fully anything on our 2025, but from our 2025, when we do share it, you'll see that there are things from 2024 that are now over on the same vision board for 2025.
And I think we just had one of those past podcasts where it's putting the manifestation, right? If you don't reach, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's like really, it's putting out there what you want
to have
happens.
Come back.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's the
manifestation.
Yeah. The vision. Not everything in your vision board is meant to come fully true
right away. Yeah.
Especially right away. And that's okay. A lot of it is planting the seeds today for opportunities in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think where you were going on it, some of this is in some upcoming episodes that will provide a little more clarity on what we mean by that. Okay. And then the other thing I do want to put out there is don't hold yourself back. It's okay to dream big. And I know that seems counterintuitive what we just said. Don't put things on there that you think you can accomplish in a year that aren't possible, but it's okay to dream big and put elements of it. And again, that's planting the seed. So if you are starting an Instagram account, like you're not going to sit there and put, by the end of the year, I want 500,000 followers. That'd be fantastic if you get it, but give yourself a goal in between. But do dream big, because it's okay to say, I want to get to the 500,000 at some point. But for this year, I'm going to focus in on posting a post every weekday, because that's the ethos of our podcast, is to be focused on those during the work week and giving everybody the pause on the weekend. Something like that. Post every day, commit to that and continue. And you'll see from there, from the posts, which you've done an amazing job, which ones you're starting to see work, right, or have more engagement, and then iterate from that. Because you'll see from we did in February and March compared to what we do now, very different. Yeah. And it's amazing. You've done such an amazing job of
we did it.
Yeah, well, great. We all did. Elements of it are led more by you, but again, collective team. I think it showcased yin and yang. Support. Anything else we want to put in there that we say every single friendship?
I'm curious. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
What do you love about each other? So yes, you guys can see that clearly we know a lot about each other. But going back to the vision board, it's okay to dream big. And then I think the other thing is accountability. When we did our vision board in the first year, I think I created it and we shared it or talked about it a little bit, but we didn't really go back and look and reflect on it until June or July, when we started having conversations about what's the next step.
What's the next step? Yeah.
So I think the thing that helped us to continue down the path of manifesting was looking back, reflecting, but also holding ourselves accountable. Like if we are not hitting the goals, which one of us was supposed to be focused on it. Can they still do it? And if not, how do we help support each other? And if it's a vision board you're doing for yourself, either leverage your work bestie to talk about it, or find an accountability partner, somebody that you know will remind and ask you and check in with you on it. Because again, the purpose of a vision board isn't to just dream for crazy aspirations, but to think about things that will better you as an individual or as a company, corporation, community is what ours is focused on. But whatever that area of opportunity is.
Mm-hmm. Putting manifestation over there. I like that word.
I know. I feel like. Do you want to just continue to say manifestation?
Okay. I'll be the chorus.
Okay, so let's share with you all our vision board from 2024. And so first, what we wanted to share is our theme. So we like to do this. This is no right or wrong way to do vision boards. Everybody has their fun, unique spin on it. For ours, what we felt for the first year, which we're coming up on almost a full year, which is exciting, was starting the journey. So how do we build that community? How do we build our podcast?
So we had different. One was, as we started, was the photo shoot, right? Mm-hmm. Who are we trying to really put out there our essence? Mm-hmm. And we did that. We actually had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Probably too much fun.
Yes. And then one that I like also was how we made it our Instagram a little bit streamlined with the right theme. Like, for example, I'm sure you all noticed that color blue, Tiffany blue, has nothing to do with Tiffany.
But if you want to be our sponsor, we'd be okay with that.
Work Besties Who Podcast
in Tiffany. Well, why don't we break it down? So in addition to our thematic and Instagram, I think the first thing was the photo shoot kicked us off to the podcast, which kicked us off to starting Instagram.
Yes.
So Instagram and podcast were our first foray.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we started to notice some traction within Instagram. We were super excited about that.
Especially all our friends were waiting for our podcast.
And then we started to see some leveling off. So what we tried to do is understand the reach of where things should go. And we always had on our vision board to start bigger and not just look at Instagram, but also launch within YouTube and TikTok. At the time that we started to think about launching in those two is when you smartly said, okay, let's take a step back and see what's working, what's not working. How do we get all of our socials more cohesive? And that's when you came up with the kind of the blue was the color that was more of the consistent
that we saw each time.
Yeah.
You know. Just happened it was my favorite color. That's why I was putting blue everywhere.
Worked out. Yeah. And that is kind of, I think, kept us to feel more cohesive and consistent. Then what we also did was at the same time, we had thought about going in all of the socials, right? We thought about doing Facebook and LinkedIn and
YouTube and TikTok.
Well, yeah.
Well, at the beginning,
yeah. When we launched into YouTube and TikTok, it was also thinking about those other ones. And we did decide that out of all of them, that LinkedIn would make the most sense. But we did a test, and we didn't feel like we were quite there yet.
We were not there yet.
So that's an example of a part of our vision board where we iterated.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't mean we're not going to have it.
Yeah.
It's still in our vision board. I mean, we can say for 2025.
Correct. Yeah.
It's just to remind us of this.
Because we did it. We tested it. We figured some things out already and move forward.
One that I liked that you really spearhead was the guest list. So you really worked so hard for us to get like the right guest list and to have even simply to have someone coming to our podcast.
Right. Not just you and I chatting.
Yes. So that was really kudos to you.
Well, we started together and I think we did an amazing job in the beginning finding friends and friends of friends that were very interesting and different. We started from day one listing out different types of work bestie relationships and industries and unique situations. And we didn't get them all.
But we got quite a lot.
We got quite a lot. And I think the part that was most successful was a lot of the people that came on our podcast would turn around and give us other people to
Yes,
talk to, which
yes.
was, and they still do today, which we appreciate
Exactly, which
and
we love
love
that.
so much, because we usually find the guests of guests have
Yes.
been just as rewarding and if not more fun.
Yes.
So speaking of guests, two things I'm most proud of is the fact that we did have on our guest list aspirations of individuals that we would call our go-gets, like the people that were inspirations for
Yeah.
us or we saw as core key collaborators. We had put on our vision board to get, I think maybe it was two. And we wound up getting
them.
4. We got those 2, but we wound up getting 4. I think we should share them. Like Fogel and Grill was our first one, and we still to this day are so appreciative of them and absolutely adore them. If you are not following them, we will link them. Please follow them. We also had Gnarly Oodles, and she has been an amazing partner this whole time. And if you are not following her, please do. World's Okay is School Psych.
Yes.
And then World's Okay
we actually had 2.
School Psych came back again.
Yes.
With even more amazing friends. So
same thing. Follow them. Follow
yes,
him.
And please follow him. And I think from each of them, we did have individuals that they provided to reach out to as well. So future episodes, you'll see some of them. It just reminds me how amazing and inspiring this content creation community world is. Thank you to you guys out there, and we adore you, and we look forward to partnering with you guys more in the future. So that's another one. And then support. We should talk about how we took a hiatus during the summer, and it pretty much was because the workload became
a bit too much
for just the two of us.
Yes.
So that was on our vision board to get support, and we did it. And it helped bring us back on track. So
exactly, we needed, it was kind of having a coach, right? It wasn't someone that did it for us, but it was a coach, making us realize again the consistency that we were not there, the things on the podcast. So that was extremely helpful and kind of gave us a second wind.
Yeah.
And I it's hard to say second wind because that means that I wasn't in it, but it renewed energy,
re-energized us, for sure.
Exactly.
We were still in it. It just, when you're doing the grind every day, plus we still have full-time jobs, full-time families, it can be difficult at times to reprioritize. And having the support that we did
really helped us.
It really helped us, and is continuing to help us for all the stuff that we've been doing in this season. So we're so excited for that. So getting help, guys. If you need it, please know that is definitely.
It's actually always good to ask for help. There's nothing wrong about it.
And then I think the last thing on this was the continuous improvement. If you remember the beginning, the editing of our podcast was pretty raw. I will fully admit that.
Was what?
Was raw, meaning
raw.
It was. The sound quality wasn't great. There was clicking and learning. We were learning. Yeah, for sure. But I think just like we collectively continuously improved on Instagram, and you kind of figured out the tips and tricks which were working. We did the same thing on the podcast editing, right? Like, and we figured out clips and other potential things that can really help boost going on YouTube and having the video as well as the audio.
That was a big thing also, that we were audio only, and then we started to be visual
as well.
That came with other learning. Be careful with facial expression, which will go with the continuous improvement.
You're going to see.
One more than the other.
Oh, I think we both have our tics. We both have our continuous phrasings, as we've commented about earlier, between I love it and I'm curious. I say you say those are our pause words. Additionally, we have tics with our face. My favorite is still, though, when a potential guest says something that shocks one of us and one of us reacts, and then the other person catches it, and then we're like, cut it. Anyway, so those were our visions for 2024. And we do have a vision board already for 2025. and we can comment.
You already have one that realized.
Yeah. So, and our vision board for 2025, we do have, so we commented, we have LinkedIn as one of our social developments, as well as YouTube. And then we also have the guest list back on there. And within the guest list, we put together between Claude and myself a list of, it's a pretty long list. We probably have like a list of 50 go-gets. And not with the intent that we're going to get them all. Again, this is the element of a vision board where you do small, putting yourself out there. Some of these actually were meant for future seasons, because we already have our themes planned out for like the next couple of years. But we are so excited because on the list, we already have two fully secured. One we interviewed, one we're about to interview, and then another one that we're in the works on coordinating a date with. So we're super excited because our goal was last year was to have 2, and we wound up having 4 episodes. I think this year our goal was
12.
No, our goal was 6 to 8.
I thought it was once a month. I guess I misunderstood.
No, you misunderstood. Yes.
Shocker. So 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Okay. Do you have any parting words for our guests?
I think those vision board is, again, good, is level set us where we want to go. It's aspirational. Doesn't mean we're going to hit them all, but it's there. And again, we put that energy out there that I'm sure will come back.
You need to make it as a declarative statement. The energy we put out there will come back.
That's right.
That is not a callback, because it's actually a future. It's a call future to an episode that we are about to launch, in which you'll see how the power of making solid comments, not soft comments, is
not
important.
Soft comments. Yeah, soft words.
Yeah, and then my parting words too for everybody would be the vision board is such a fun thing to do, and it helps to ground and center you. It's great to have big dreams, and you should have big dreams. We hope you all do, and we hope you're leveraging your work bestie for them. So put those down on paper, because the more you think about them, the more you can take those small steps to get to them. And small steps do lead to big rewards. But
also, I think parting words also is a big thank you. Big thank you for the community.
Yes, thank you, guys.
And thank you, Jess.
That gratitude is supposed to be mine. You need to go take your 5 minutes of pause. I'm kidding.
Okay, bye. No, but at least...
I know, I'm kidding. All right. With that, everybody, thank you, Work Bestie community, and we'll chat soon.
Bye.
Remember, whether you're swapping snacks in the break room, rescuing each other from endless meetings, or just sending that perfectly timed meme, having a work bestie is like having your own personal hype squad.
So keep lifting each other up, laughing through the chaos, and of course, thriving. Until next time, stay positive, stay productive, and don't forget to keep supporting each other.